Cage 60 on the 25th of November at the Helsinki Culture House. Live on Viaplay and Cage.fi. Riku the Discipline Urholin is one of the most feared grapplers in Europe. Being the European no-gi champion, he's capable of finishing anybody on the ground. Delmar Silva from Brazil is a well-versed fighter skilled in BJJ and Muay Thai. The Brazilian national's no-gi silver medalist possesses an aggressive style both on the feet and on the ground. Will the Discipline come out on top on the ground? Or will Silva manage to keep the fight standing and strike Urholin's lights out? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the encounter of two Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belts, Riku Urholin versus Delmar Silva.
To the blue corner, Delmar Silva.
All the way from Brazil, by way of Spain now, Delmar Silva. He describes himself as the father of his baby bear, Bernardo, and I guess that would make Delmar Papa Bear. And guess what? This Papa Bear has some credentials on the ground. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, which he was awarded in 2019. He's also a no-gi brown belt silver medalist for Brazilian nationals. And on top of that, he's a pretty good singer and guitar player, which you can see plenty of on his Instagram. He has a 100% finish rate, all of it by way of submission. One Kimura, one rear naked choke, and one heel hook. He is, however, coming off of a first round submission victory over Sofian Duja in June of this year. So this guy is dangerous on the ground, but don't count him out on the feet, because he doesn't mind throwing a little extra, putting some spice on his strikes, because if you catch one of his legs, take him down, that's still his world.
Yeah, and I mean, he's obviously incredibly athletic, which, you know, has not historically been a strong point for Riku Urholin, and I have to imagine that he's got a bit of a speed advantage there. So combine that fearless striking with a speed advantage and perhaps a power advantage. This is a very, very dangerous fight for Riku Urholin.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're both very well credentialed on the ground. That's for sure.
Right.
So it might come down to the striking.
Yeah, it often does.
Who can keep it more strong on the feet, establish the range for distance, find their combinations. It's going to be very, very interesting. This is, however, also Delmar's first fight outside of Brazil.
Delmar Silva.
So let's see how he does in his first bout as the away fighter.
To the red corner, Riku Urholin.
Now making the walk to the red corner, we have Riku Urholin fighting out of Porin Kamppailu Urheilukeskus in Pori, Finland. Riku is a very, very interesting case because Riku has had a bit of a rocky start to his MMA career, but has all the grappling credentials in the world. I mean, he's a BJJ black belt. He's a no-gi European champion. He's, you know, an incredible grappler, but has had, maybe not the most success in terms of showcasing how that acumen translates to mixed martial arts. Got a very strong top game, great takedowns. Let's see if he's able to actually get those into use tonight against Delmar Silva.
Yeah, I mean, Very, very skilled grappler as well. And he has never been past the second round. So these are two finishers, two big finishers with some great grappling credentials facing off. And both of them very good guitar players as well. Check out Riku Urholin's SoundCloud. He's got a voice on him, that's for sure. So maybe afterwards, in the after party, they can have dueling guitars or solos or something along those lines.
Jam session. Okay.
Urholin, he's wanted to keep more active because he was booked for fights at both Cage 57, at both Cage 58 and 59. Those fights did not materialize. 57, 58, but yeah, here he is finally ready to sort of show what he really can do here. There are high expectations because of his credentials. He's also an ADCC European medalist. And he's described as having bear-like strength. Delmar Silva,
I would believe it.
Of a baby bear. So yeah, there's just a lot of similarities between these two. Let's check out the tail of the tape.
The similarities here, we have, this is a light heavyweight matchup, the first official of Urholin's career, previously at catchweight and or heavyweight. Obviously, the reach advantage goes to Delmar Silva, as does a very, very slight height advantage.
In the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 3 wins and 4 losses, weighing 88.8 kilos, fighting out of Brazil, Delmar Silva! In the red corner, Pori-based fighter with a professional record of 1 win and 2 losses, weighing 93 kilos, representing Pori Kamppailu-urheilukeskus, fighting out of Pori, Finland, Riku, the Discipline Urholin!
There you have it. Delmar Silva and Riku Urholin in the cage, getting ready to touch gloves here tonight for the first time as the referee goes over the rules. Now, when I look at Delmar Silva, I have to think, hey, physique-wise, there's some kind of advantage here. I don't know if that will translate to conditioning. It doesn't always translate to strength, but I'm guessing that we have kind of an athletic advantage in one corner. But these two are both grappling aces, and Riku Urholin, being the brother of Jesse Urholin, is probably no stranger to really just training and competing with someone who has perhaps a greater athletic advantage, at least on paper.
There's that blitz from Urholin. I think we kind of knew that it was coming. His striking has usually been a means to an end of securing the takedown, but nice reversal of positions there from Silva.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a couple of different questions here for me. In this fight, I want to know, hey, how does the athleticism compare at light heavyweight? Is he able to be as quick as some of these guys? And then also, how does the grappling hold up when he has to do something like a weight cut? And then additionally, how does Riku Urholin bounce back from his recent loss?
So far, he's bouncing pretty well, lining in top position. Hey, he's fought well-built guys before. Let's not forget his fight against Andreas Knutsson. Knutsson is built like he's sculpted out of marble, and Urholin got him out of there by a second-round TKO. So right now, a good job by Urholin securing his top position.
Yeah, physique definitely doesn't tell everything, but it is an interesting question if this goes into the later rounds.
So interesting closed guard there for Silva. He might be trying to cook something up, or maybe just stalling for time.
He's definitely looking at that, maybe trying to get that that right arm, of Urholin hyperextended, maybe setting up an omoplata here is the feeling that I get.
I was thinking maybe perhaps trying to set up an armbar, but Urholin, very well versed in terms of grappling, recognized the threat, adjusted accordingly.
Yeah,
hasn't been able to mount a whole lot of ground and pound thus far. Silva's done a pretty good job at sort of minimizing the ground and pound threat, but we'll see if that changes.
I'm actually quite surprised that Urholin was able to get him down so easily, though that might, of course, be playing into Delmar Silva's strengths. I'm not super familiar with his jiu-jitsu game. I'm guessing he's quite adept off his back, though, based on what he was trying to set up with that right arm of Urholin earlier. And
Urholin, I like that he's not rushing things either. He's kind of taking his time you know, picking his shots. That was a nice shot that got through there. He's doing a bit of a can opener position, which is not going to make Silva tap, but it is uncomfortable. Look at that, a couple extra shots on the ground for good measure.
Yeah, I think if Urholin can make Delmar Silva carry the weight, if he can continue to wear him down, that's a very good way to set up a later submission.
Yeah, that's a great point, Steve. And it's a bit of a chess match on the ground now. You can see there the left leg of Silva. He's kind of trying to... Okay, it looks like now Urholin has advanced to side control, but you can see Silva constantly working off of his back, trying to make things happen. Some good shots there from Urholin, but he's got to be careful now. Silva he's working diligently. He almost got some elevation there as well with that left butterfly hook.
Yeah. And it looks like he's trying to reach down for the heels so that he can, you know, perhaps extend his legs, pull down on the heels, and then get Urholin on his back. But I think Urholin's just a bit too wise for that. He comes in with a couple of big shots from the top, and now he's really pushing that head up against the cage. I think Urholin's strength well, yeah, I mean, Urholin's strength is really on display here tonight.
Yeah, he's picking his shots very well. Those are some nice strikes that are getting through there, but Silva seems unfazed.
But they're thudding shots.
Oh, maybe these are big boys. Again, connecting with the ground and pound is within.
Yeah, and if I'm not, is that a cut opened up?
Yeah.
Is that blood? Yep.
1 minute.
Yeah, Urholin has busted him open.
And look at that, Silva trying to roll for the leg, but he risked. Look, he has one hand trapped now, kind of. Urholin could very well use this position to get even more ground and pound, but this is much better for Silva now, though. And
yeah, Urholin takes the back. Now he's got that Dagestani handcuff, and he's raining down hell.
And he's got 30 seconds with which to get the finish. He's in that sort of three-quarter back mount almost. Oh, these are heavy strikes raining down on Silva.
Just pounded him here. This is phenomenal. I'd like to see him remain patient, not kind of exhaust himself here.
I think it might be over. Silva might be out of this.
Very short time, however, so if the ref doesn't step in here now soon, I think there's a good risk that Riku is tired at the end of this round.
I would not have been upset if the referee stepped in.
No, neither would I.
I'm not even sure if Silva can continue. I mean, he's really taking his time getting off of his feet, or getting back to his feet.
Yeah, Silva's exhausted here. He's cut up, he's battered. He had Riku on top of him, but at what cost? You know, what has that done to Riku Urholin from the gas tank perspective?
Urholin seems fine.
We see Delmar Silva gets tossed to the mat by Urholin, who begins to, you know, lay into him with that ground and pound. Is that a corner retirement, or is Urholin just excited?
I think just excited.
Okay, the official's not taking them out of the ring just yet, so I'm perhaps a bit confused. Nope, and his corner's coming back in. That is a corner retirement, I believe.
Oh, it is? Wow. Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. Delmar Silva did not.
Yeah,
he didn't seem like he had any left.
Just smashing, just thudding shots, cut open Delmar Silva, and Riku Urholin looking every bit that big bear of a beast. You know, excellent performance here, and it does look like, there will be a corner retirement.
Well, that would be 2 wins via TKO. I mean, Riku Urholin's ground and pound really is something else. And I do think that he's starting to mature a little bit. This move down to light heavyweight may very well pay off. You know, just a little bit slicker, a little bit faster. And so long as he's patient and he's picking his shots accordingly and not stressing things like he perhaps did in his pro debut, for example, then, I mean, he could very well be a force to reckon with in North European light heavyweight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, his grappling acumen is no joke. So when he gets in there and people with Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belts end up thinking, hey, you know, I can hang with him. And then they find out, oh no, this is a different type of Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yeah, that's the live reaction from Urholin as he got
word,
word of a retirement of his opponent.
Very, very excited with good reason.
And he's got long live rock and roll tattooed on his stomach. Well, that's appropriate because that was some heavy metal he was throwing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight ends after 5 minutes of the first round. Winner by technical knockout, Riku the Discipline Urholin!
What a victory here at home for Riku Urholin. Secures his second victory via stoppage. And he might very well be coming into his own now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it may have taken him a bit of time to put everything together, but I think he has now.
Riku, onneksi olkoon, todella hieno voitto.
Oi vittu, että tuntuu hyvältä. Toivottavasti matsi oli viihdyttävä. Se on yksi mun isoimpia motivaatioita, joten tulla tänne tarjoilla hyvää urheiluviihdettä. Toivottavasti nautitte.
Vaikutit todella keskittyneeltä tuossa ennen ottelua ja sitten todella tyytyväiseltä kun toi voitto selvisi. Kerro vähän, minkälainen paine tuossa purkautui silloin, kun sait tietää, että ottelu päättyi.
No, edellinen matsi päättyi aika iso pettymykseen. Sitten tietysti toinen matsi jäi keväältä ottelematta, kun sairastuin, niin on ollut pitkä tavallaan treenikausi sieltä vuoden alusta asti. Ja tälleen, aina kun häviöstä lähtee, niin tietenkin aina pitää voittaa, mutta entistä tärkeämpää, että tulee voittoja. Ja sitten ei ketään kiinnosta katsella pelkkiä häviäjiä.
Mutta tällä kertaa todella hieno voitto ja nyt voi sitä lähteä makustelemaan tästä loppuiltaan.
Kyllä. Kiitos kaikille tulitte.
Riku Urholin!
There you have it. Riku Urholin victorious.
Yeah, and what a win. He needed that. After I can imagine it must have been very hard on his confidence after his previous loss here in Helsinki. But now, honestly, I think we might be seeing the start of a new run for him. He just looked patient, calm, collected. I'm pressed to find any real criticism of his performance at all, even constructive.
No, I mean, you know, he did phenomenally, and I think also one thing that was very, very important here is I don't think he cut weight down to light heavyweight. I think he worked it off during camp, which gave him some benefits.
Cage 60 on the 25th of November at the Helsinki Culture House. Live on Viaplay and Cage.fi.